Lisa, your observations on Donald Trump today.
Sleeping.
Donald Trump's lawyers continue to struggle to keep him awake when he is sitting in criminal court. Despite referring to Joe Biden as Sleepy Joe, Trump is really the one that seems to be sleepy, as he has reportedly fallen asleep every single day in his criminal trial. Here is a fascinating video where Lisa Rubin yesterday on MSNBC explained all of the different tactics that Trump's lawyers are using to try to keep him awake, and it's not working. Folks, if you're going to call your opponent sleepy and you're falling asleep every day in public and your lawyers can't even keep you awake, there is a problem here, okay? Take a listen to this.
Really quickly, if I can, Lisa, your observations on Donald Trump today.
Sleeping. Again,
Sleeping.
They have tried a number of different devices. Yeah, sleeping for a lot of it. I would say they've tried a number of different devices to keep Trump awake, partially in response, or what appears to be in response to collective press corps observations. So, for example, when there are sidebars, an attorney doesn't leave his side anymore because leaving him alone means leaving him to potentially sleep. He has a stack of papers with him at all times now to go through. But neither of those things seem to have protected Trump from his own exhaustion today. More than not, when I looked up to see how Trump was receiving the testimony, Trump was not receiving it at all because his eyes were closed.
Really quick.
It's like a kid. They've given him a toy. They've given him stacks of papers for Trump to go through and look at. Now, 8 or 9 hours is a long time. But this hasn't really been a problem for other criminal defendants, that they are asleep every single day throughout their criminal trials. And if we believe Dr. John Gartner and Dr. Harry Siegel, that in general, whatever's going on with Trump is going to continue getting worse, if we believe that, then I can only imagine that in the next criminal trial and the one after that and the one after that, assuming they all happen, I can only imagine this is going to be more and more of a problem. One other note on this. Trump admits that the courtroom is cold. And the judge has said, we have an antiquated HVAC or heating and cooling system. The options are too hot or too cold. Too hot, I've determined, isn't good. So we're going to do too cold. It's usually harder to fall asleep when it's cold rather than when it's hot. In other words, in those warm settings, it's more common that people kind of doze off. It's more comfortable in a sense. Although at night, it is better for sleep hygiene to sleep in a colder room, but with a comforter, right? With big, thick blankets. But we're not talking about that. This is a different thing. In these inadvertent daytime moments, usually cooler keeps people awake. And this is why Dave Letterman was always known for keeping his the theater, the Ed Sullivan Theater, where he used to record his show, on the cooler side, also because the lights heat up over time. But they kept it cool in there, partially because Letterman felt it kept people more awake. It's quite remarkable that even despite the cool temperatures, Trump is still able to fall asleep every single day. So this is really something. Sleepy Joe as a nickname is dead. Eric Trump recently went on TV and said that his father's stamina is unparalleled and unbelievable. Seems hard to believe, especially based on what we're seeing here. But we should never hear the term Sleepy Joe again. It is time to start thinking like voters and to make sure that kids understand the importance of voting, how it works, registering, ballot initiatives, because so many kids just have no idea. That's why I wrote the new children's book, Think Like a Voter. I can think of no better time and no more important group of folks to try to reach. The book is now available at davidpakman.com/book, where, by the way, you can get the first 2 books in the series as well. Think Like a Detective and Think Like a Scientist. Really important stuff. Donate them to local libraries, classrooms. Read them with the kids. davidpakman.com/book.